Welcome to the conference. 大家好，欢迎到这个论坛。My name is Chisho Daniel Wayne. I have this paper prepared with my student at the College of Taiji at University of East Western Medicine last year. And we have co-authored this one for some conference, and I modified and for today's purpose to introduce the application of Taiji principle used in prevention injury from falls. We know that Taiji is a philosophy, is a cosmic law. It is mentioned basically is dealing with general idea and principles with everything. So that said, Taiji is all the time and prevailing everywhere. And it can be described as the way. Dao, that's Chinese character, the way. And in Japan, this Dao pronounce it as Do. And they also use this concept for many life activity to show the application of this philosophy expressed in daily activity. So there are well-known Budo, there's Judo, Kendo, Aikido, Taekwondo. This all under the umbrella of Budo. And then there are also Tido, the way of drinking tea, and the calligraphy do. All these are showing that they borrow the concept of Taoism, the yin-yang concept in daily activity. In Taoism origin, they said Tao is everywhere, all time. So virtually everything there is same kind of a principle. And you know that the Taiji principle basically is yin and yang polarity that together to create interaction and create what? Cycling. So you were talking about how to manage everything that is different, but they're together, make them coexistent in peace and to secure, to be secure and perpetuating. So this is everything. If you want to be safe, you want to be, let's say, under control, you need to manage it. Now, when you learn the Taiji form, it's for all kinds of purposes. But one thing for sure is that philosophy is not just a movement. You show it is the technique and the concept and the strategy. So when you are doing something, you want to have a good solution, that's find a way. And then you want to know the tools of everything, that's the way. You want to know where to go, that's the path, that's the way. Today, falling cause a lot of injuries. This is something that everybody knows. And so we want to emphasize, how do you learn some movement when you fall accidentally can avoid a fatal injury, especially for senior people. It's very important. And all people in his life, when he was a kid, youth, adult, and senior, it's always what? Running into the risk of falling. Now, let's see. This is one case. This is the abstract. I'm sure that you can read these from the program book. So I will skip this part because today I want to basically introduce how the technique can be studied in regular time. This is abstract. For the purpose of studying this technique, we have to understand there are some principles written in Treaty of Taiji Chang by Mr. Wang Zhongyue in Qing Dynasty. Is the guideline and is what we're based on to borrow those principles for safe landing. Here goes the sentences saying that in order to be aware of yin and yang, that means the conflict. Yin is soft, yang is hard. So when you are falling down, the floor is harder than you. You need to what? You need to yield. And to be able to know the difference, you need to have a sensitivity. You need to humble, empty yourself, so you can get flexibility, and then you can perform the 随取就生, means you will follow the direction you're going and the environment to be able to adapt yourself to create no friction or crash. And then you have to do the sustainable connecting. Okay, that is called 张年年水. And most important, the angle here said 我顺人背谓之年. If you can turn the angle so that you can behind the object that you run into, it's called the glue onto it. And if this used in self-defense, that is to try to yell to the opponent's attack and borrow the force and return the favor. The favor means combine two power from the rival and yourself to become your tool to dominate. And then you're going to follow. Follow means you don't let go until you control completely. So they say 人刚我柔谓之走 means when somebody's stronger, you need to yield. 人不知我，我都知人. When you apply technique, you need to be like a shadow attached to the person, 沾点黏水, and in circular motion means you always avoid conflict but connect together to use the force applied on you to return together with your force and control. 例如平准和活式车轮 here describe your posture need to be balanced, like where you come, very stable, but when you move, every part of the joint will be like a wheel. It'll be circular. It's kind of like a silk, ring, spiraling. That's how you control power from your center through your limbs in control and powerful and stable, and mostly control the direction perfectly. Now, these principles are what we use in landing accidentally. Let's see what happened when you land. So here we saw some cases of stage walking and then suddenly falls. And this happened in daily time too, especially slippery floor, in a rainy day, snow, icy floor, and in the restroom, sometimes you fall. Most case of falling is occurring at home, okay? And then there will be serious injuries if you don't know how to land right, especially when you hit the ground, head, or most elder people, when they fall, hit the hip, they have to go, operation. And then there would be what? Huge injury that they cannot stay long. 80% of people in 2 years, if they're 65 years up, they got a hip surgery, most of them will be gone. So this is how serious it is. And the fatal injury is very important for elder people to watch. So that when you get older, it's even more important. But if you're young and you don't know how to fall right, most likely you can run into risk of broken your fingers, elbows, and your leg. And the worst part is hit your head, concussion. And then there are cases that even young people or adult would die because of the head injury. And the cost of the healing, treating injuries will cost $1 billion every year to the whole country. Now, we want to avoid all this, so we want to learn how to fall safely, following the Taiji principle, as I mentioned before, those principles. Now let's see how this works. First, you see this will apply to all kinds of ages. This is in China, in Sichuan province, a school, elementary school, I was teaching the 200 kids how to land safely when they fall to the front. And then this is in Taiwan, at Chang University, famous university, their senior program. I was teaching them how to land safely when they fall. And they also can maintain wellness when they do exercise like that. This is 2 years ago in UCLA, a Taiji symposium. I was teaching people how to land with the Taiji principles, how to roll with the falling. So this is how you introduce this technique and this concept to people, different age, different gender, and then have a kind of daily training to improve their condition. And those are exercise to build up the ability to do the right falling is a set of exercise. I call it the auxiliary exercise for landing right. And that is more like a combination of yoga, Pilates, and some gymnastic calisthenics work, but it's basically geared to the technique, following the principle of Taiji. So when you fall, you can properly protect yourself. Now watch this application in self-defense of Taiji technique and how you land if you're thrown by technique.
I'm a true champion.
The technique you just saw are all from Taiji technique. You saw golden rooster standing one leg. The girl used the knee to attack the attacker's groin and chop the leg, sort of they tossed the guy to the rear. And then you saw shooting tiger with a bow and arrow. When somebody grab you in the front, you can turn and then spray your arm and then form into like a shooting with a bow and arrow posture. And then you also saw some technique like striking tiger. So all these are application of Taiji technique, but we are here to learn how to protect yourself. So you look at the gentleman, Dr. Xin Wang, who was shown how to be protecting thrown and with the protection. So if you don't know how to do that, then you can hurt. Yeah, you can break your elbow, you can break your leg, or you hit your head. Now, it's good that you know the technique of Taiji, but it's more important that you know how to protect yourself when you practice with your opponents in self-defense situation, so you can go freely, full scale, and that produce power, reaction, and make Taiji technique real. Okay. Now this is coming to the important part. This is the posture, the way you fall. Number one, you want to land.
That is the way when you want to land from anywhere, any height. Now, back to the beginning. This is how you spin your body to left or right, because you want to land on your side rather than on your back or your front. The best thing is land on your side. Now, swing your leg over to the side, either way, and when you hit the ground, make sure your legs are bent.
Now, that was a side to side. That's a most often used technique. Sometimes you fall to the rear and you didn't have time.
Now is practicing how to fall back. That's very crucial, because whenever you fall to the rear, you don't want your head hit the ground. So you need to learn create a curve when you fall down from sitting, and then rolling, squatting and roll your body and tuck your head. So you always look at your belly. And the arms, you can strike to the side when your back hit the ground with 40 degrees away from the center line. So as you hit, you share the impact from your torso to make your impact less harmful to your body. Now is continuously after you fall, and then you pivot the waist and then roll over your shoulder. So there's a absorbing and a twisting and follow your shoulder. All the time your head tucked, so you won't hit your head.
So this is a very important basic technique. Always try to land on your side and hold your head with the two arms, forearms.
Not in alignment, because you don't want to heel and your knee hit each other. And the arm, hold your head with two forearms, fist behind you, and elbow close. tuck your head. So you make yourself like a ball is round. That's Taiji principle. When you land, you should roll like a wheel, like a ball running on the ground. It won't be.
Sometimes you can practice very low posture in pairs like this. You hold each other and let go.
Now you come to rolling like a top. You know the top, rolling. You look at your belly and your hand close, and now you apply it. That's how you fall. Then become like a top. So now your emotion, and then let go. Now you see that your arm will hold your head, and then bend your legs, and land on your side.
Sometimes you fall to the front, and you have no way to pivot. Then you got to protect yourself, extend your arm, and land.
We're falling to the front. On the knees to fall forward and hit the mat with the forearms.
Your forearm. Never use your wrist.
As you can see here, two things to keep in mind are that we want the two arms to be open as wide as the shoulders, high to the chest, and fall to the front with both arms bent, allowing the forearms to hit the mat first. Also, to reduce the shock to the torso, we want to make sure to relax the shoulders, making them slightly rolling backwards to absorb the impact. And one more thing to consider is turning the face to the side so that we don't smash our nose on the floor.
So those are very basic drills to different direction and different height. And then we come to different speed.
A way to bend your arm or leg, you want to protect your face, you want to protect your chest, so you're going to land what? With the forearm. But now, when you are in the height and the speed, you can twist your body. There you want to do this one. You can roll over or shoulder. So if you go right side, you're going to follow your right shoulder and left leg kick up, and then over your back, crossing your back diagonally, you're going to land on your left leg, the opposite leg, okay? You see that? Right hand and left leg. So like a cartwheel, run along the ground.
All these exercises, when you practice often, you can help your spine, your shoulder flexibility, and the strength. This exercise called the crab, walking like a crab.
These exercises are fun, and it's actually strengthening your shoulder, your coordination.
The stretching is very good for your spine, and stretching your lower back is a therapeutic.
But this one is another way to train your shoulder and the arm strength. It's called sea lion. Huh?
These exercises
Slowly turn the waist and use your shoulder, support your body, push your arm, and drag your body.
The stretching due to different direction, improve your flexibility and your strength.
Arms, so that whenever you fall, you have sufficient power to resist the impact, absorb it. And this exercise is called the carpatilla. You have flexible torso, and they lean back and then fall forward, and curve your body gradually, so that improve your flexibility and coordination over every part of your body. And the arm extend fully.
There's another exercise very important to heal your low back pain and strengthen your strength on your.
Now, this exercise is called laser. This is a young lizard. Short arm, twist the waist. There's a lot of strength developing from your shoulder and your leg, waist, and flex coordination. Now this is a big lizard. The arms extend fully and then spread when your leg crossed. Then rest on your elbow and your palm and then push up from the shoulder, and then you can advance. This is a little bit more difficult, but this is very good for therapeutic purpose for your low back pain or the waist problems.
So all these exercises are good for regular drills in your body, daily time.
Train your waist. This is called the elephant walk. Your legs straight like a nose of an elephant. And then you can also train this one on lying position. Just tilt your pelvis and side to side. And your arm extend to the rear, whole arm stretch and leg stretch. So you basically use your pelvis. And that's good for your lower back, good for your spine. Then you do the twisting. Leg go one side, arm go the other side, head go with arm. So you can often practice this one to maintain a good strength on your torso and your coordination ability. Now it's elephant walk backwards. Lock your knee so you can really feel the motion start from your waist.
This one's a frog. This is good for improving your coordination.
This one is like a frog, swimming, a breaststroke. You can see the whole body, torso, arms all involved. Stretch up and bend in and then extend and pull your arm and raise your legs and kick your legs back when your arm go forward. So that's good for learning your coordination. Now watch this. The frog is jumping now. Well, this exercise demand a lot of effort, but it's fun. And if you do all these, you'll be not so boring. So you have seen so many variety of auxiliary exercise to help you develop ability to learn safely. You can just occasionally review some of them.
So now you've seen a lot of drills and practical technique used in falling. And all those are not just learn technique, understand about the philosophy principle of Taiji, but also give you the awareness, because some of them have therapeutic, effectiveness, especially like a sea lion or the sea lizard. There's been a lot of people that benefit from doing this one to heal their low back problems and keep their spine in realigned. Most time, people need to work out to maintain their strength and flexibility. So they pick up all the exercise, like yoga or Pilates or some kinetic set. However, this is a combine everything, especially when you also do the meditation exercise with the Taiji, you're doing this kind of training. So you can put every need together every day or every other day, spend some time just like you go to gym, okay? And that will maintain your fitness and assure you that whenever you fall accidentally, you'll be saved from your own training. So this is a preventive medicine. You train this before you get into the foreign experience. You can maintain good ability. When you run into that situation, you save yourself. Also, because you're doing this regularly, you always have a body, like a body shaping, so-called body sculpting, and control your weight and the coordination, and then that's to make you stay youth. Okay, and then it's also is healing. That means that you have three phases: preventive, and run into it, maintenance, and then if you have some problem, then you can use this as therapy exercise. So I think that this exercise is not just improve your condition or just wellness, it's also let you relate to the Taiji principle philosophy. And then you find out when you daily have some problems, or you have or some kind of struggling, you can use this kind of concept, try to maintain balance and solve the problem with strategy rather than just react directly. So this is the Taiji philosophy used in daily life. And we all want to have longer life, healthy life. All this exercise you maintain since from you're young, that will make you stay younger and also energized. Now, for self-defense purposes, this landing is one. Then to use technique to block some attack is another one. So when you learn Tai Chi, you can follow the same principle to do the so-called pushing hand, joint hand operation, and use the same principle, yielding, attach, and causing the movement to be circular so you can return the attack to you and control the situation. And that is stationary, and then you move your legs, then you into the so-called moving joint hand operation, and finally it become real, fighting situation. So that's a step-by-step building up. But important here today is trying to know that we want to make this a daily activity rather than just once a while. And then we can use this simple but important concept. Number one, as we said, the yin and yang, everything you had to aware of, there's benefit, there's a disadvantage. They both come together, okay? And then in exercise, you can control. If you don't do the right extent, it's not going to be sufficient. But you go beyond it, then there's a causing a side effect. So you got to control the low exercise, and then know the limit, and then monitor it. So every day when you train, you watch your progress. Okay. Now, in Qigong, when you do Tai Chi or any other form for meditation movement, then you need to watch 6 principles. Number one is that you need to be relaxed, just like a sensitivity, flexibility. You require what? Tranquility. You need to be just natural. And then you have to be able to cooperate your breathing and your movement or your intention. Okay, it's called 3 internal combination: Yi, Qi, Li. Okay, Yi is attention, Qi is your breathing control, Li is your movement. And if you're doing stationary Qigong, then you can just connect, attention, that's Yi and Qi. But if you do the movement, like most of the time you see all this movement, you have movement, right? Then you have to try to use your breath in the correct way and release your force and the speed in the right manner. So the technique will be done right. Or you can see that many movements, there's turning, there's a jumping or whatever. That's all require your control and breath and your force, loading. Then there's another one, it's called what? 下重上轻 means that you have to make your qi yi focus in your waist, not your dantian. So all this technique you saw is from the waist. Let's say waist is commander, okay? If you are standing, then your two legs, just like a root of a tree, plant deeply in the ground to be stable. The force will come up along your leg, but you be control distribute from your waist. 腰为主宰两足为根，立发于腿. Then after that, the force will be delivered, distributed from waist to everywhere, including arm and leg, and even your neck. So they said, 心于手指. So this is a principle doing the Taiji movement. So whatever you do, either in a martial art application or you're performing anything in a form, that's a common principles. Then there's another three important guidelines, because all you're doing here is not just calisthenics or exercise, it's also can be combined with the meditation. That's why they said Taiji Chuan is a moving meditation. And even now they said Taiji Chuan is a moving medication. So nowadays, Taiji Chuan has just been listed by the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization as a heritage of humanity. That was December 17 last year. So we can really be proud that you know Taiji, you do Taiji, and you should introduce to everybody, because this is a great heritage, you know, for human being. And then Taiji Chuan is unique then compared to the other exercise because it has meditation in it. So for meditation, I just mentioned 6 guidelines, the Qigong 6大原则, okay? We have 3 mentioned. There's another 3. It's important when you do the exercise training. One is called what? 火候适度 means you need to control the low exercise, that intensity, and the length of exercise. That's why I say 火候. And then next one is 循序渐进. You need to control the progress. You need to do that progressively. Instead of go too fast or too slow. You have to control to be appropriate. And you need to monitor the progress. This is very important in training, in teaching. And then the last one in Qigong practice is called what? 全体疗法 means what? When you train with Qigong, you not just do the exercise or watch your breathing. You, in your mind, you also take care of your lifestyle, your philosophy, your behavior, and your updating of your knowledge, information, and your daily routine, including the environmental, fitness, and your financial control, your fit, and also interpersonal relationship. Every part had to be appropriate, and then your training will not have interruption. So this is a holistic training. So this 6 is from Qigong training. And if you compare to the Western trainers' training, then they have a 4 guidelines. It's important that you know the differences and their strengths. This 4 is usually represented by so-called FITT. First one, F is frequency. That you can see it is the load exercise, the intensity, load, okay? Frequency, how often you do it, okay? And then next one is I is intensity, okay? The load is not just the frequency, also how is the heavy or strength or intensity of the movement. Then of course, next one is each time you practice, that's the length of exercise. So F, frequency, how often, and next one, I, intensity, and then time practiced. And finally, FITT, the last T, is so unique compared to Chinese Qigong. All those is exercise, it's called what? A type of exercise. Means the design of the movement of the activity. So in Qigong, you can see the unique part is they emphasize the holistic approach. okay, combine so-called therapy and the maintenance of health and the preventive medicine and your daily life, behavior, everything. I would say that also including your philosophy, your spiritual relief and pursuing everything. And then there's also the so-called lifestyle clinic in hospital lately in United States. That is watching your daily, routine and then helping you to solve your problems. Okay, that's all the channels know. It's called iceberg chart. So the Western trainer will have the last one. It's called type of exercise. Is very important to be added into the Chinese, qigong or this wellness exercise, because a lot of people they follow the traditional pattern, okay, and then they will just stick to their system. Today, when you have this concept as the type of exercise design, that means you have to watch so-called what custom tailor design according to the progress, according to needs, and according to speed you teach, you design the content how it was taught, and then you can also be analytically approach to any system. For example, now Taiji Chuan, people say, "Oh, what style you from? Qin style, Yang style, Hao style, Wu style." That's all good. They all have their strengths, and then they was famous because in the Qin dynasty, the Yang style make Taiji Chuan become dominating because its application, the sophisticated skill, and he proved he's one of the best. And so there are many master martial art, join him to practice Tai Chi and then develop their own system like a Wu style, Hao style, Wu style, okay, and even Sun style. So they honor this Tai Chi philosophy that is yin and yang, not just hard, but also soft, not just approach, aggressively, but also yielding, and then try to combine, the technique to be used by yourself to be able to dominate. All this concept and then used by other masters develop into systems. So when you learn every system, they're all good in martial art. But nowadays, if you want to give Tai Chi this philosophy in daily activity and in martial art, all have is real application efficacy, you need what? Design the Tai Chi movement according the purpose. So here we are trying to say, okay, this presentation today is about protect yourself. Like this chart here, Therapeutic Tai Chi, I plan many exercises that's imitating animals and to help you to build up those required elements like what flexibility, coordination, and skill to learn how to land safely and build up your condition. So when you do the different style martial art or Tai Chi, it's time that you also try to learn these things in the objective scientific way and then divide into different level for yourself, for people who study from you, and still maintain the traditional elements, those strengths, but to be creative and to make its modern, value. So this will conclude my presentation today. Hopefully that'll give everybody some thought and help you to practice this safe landing technique the entire life, so you never get into trouble. Thank you for coming.